Hello, Nona here at my craft table. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, I'm so glad you decided to join us. Let me get all adjusted here. Hold on. My camera's not quite focused on the table. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. I have two fun DIYs today. The first one is Easter, and the second one is for spring. I'm going to do the Easter one first. I have some wooden thin bunnies here that I got at Michael's. I think I had got 10 of them for $5, and they came with some twine. They have the two holes cut out in the ears, which just scream, make a banner. I don't usually make banners because we live in a small condo in Florida and we don't have a fireplace, but I decided I was going to make one because I have a dining room hutch that I can hang it on. I also have some eggs that I got at Dollar Tree that were on a hanger, and so I'm going to use the eggs that came in the hanger. Well, there you can't really see. There we go. And I have some twine to attach the eggs to the twine for the banner. And I have some cotton balls to use for the bunny tails. And I have some beautiful spring scrap paper that I got at Hobby Lobby quite a long time ago. I got them on sale. I just picked out some paper that I liked. And in the interest of time, I have traced out the bunnies and cut them out. And all I'm going to do is glue the cutout bunnies onto the wooden bunnies and then put them on the twine with the Easter eggs in between to make a banner. All very simple. So let me get started. I'm going to try and use the glue stick. If that doesn't work, I will try and use my multi-purpose spray glue that I got at Dollar Tree. Mod Podge and I just do not play nicely when I'm trying to glue things on like this. So I'm going to try and use the glue stick or the spray-on glue. So I'm just going to be quiet and see how this goes. By the way, if you know, you don't have the wooden bunnies, or you don't have the scrap paper sheets, you don't have to go out and buy that stuff. My crafts are meant to encourage you to do things your own way. You can always get on the internet and find free clip art and look for free clip art of a bunny, Easter bunny outline, print it off, and then trace it onto cardboard, or, you know, if you have some poster board sitting around from all those wonderful science projects that our kids have to do, or you can get poster board at Dollar Tree. I think they sell it for $1 a piece, or two for $1, and you could make 30 bunnies out of one piece of poster board. Trace them off, cut them out, and then let your kids take a sheet of paper and just color in the paper. Cover it with colors. You know, little girls love to make rainbows or flowers. And just color in the whole sheet, then turn it over and trace out your bunny outline and glue it onto your piece of poster board. This isn't working as well as I hoped. And you'll have rainbow bunnies, or you could do undersea pictures. They could color undersea pictures with sharks and flowers, and just turn it over and you'll have an array of undersea pictures that will make pretty bunnies. They can do anything they want to and cut out the pictures, cut out the outlines of the bunnies and glue them on your poster board or cardboard outlines. And you could certainly have bunnies then. You don't need to have scrapbooking paper. Okay, so there's one. All right, and I'm not too worried about, I'll trim that off a little bit because it doesn't come out exactly right, but I'll just trim it off. And there's one bunny finished. Okay, let me do the other bunnies. I'm going to show you how I use this multi-purpose spray glue. When I use it, I start at the top or the bottom and I spray it down in sections. Come on. Spray it down in sections. I don't spray the whole item. And then I fit my paper over the part that I've sprayed. And I rub it down. You can see I'm almost running out of my spray glue. I have to get some more. Then I lift it up. Oh man, I am almost out. It is not coming out. That's too bad because this is my favorite. All right, that's not working. Let's go back. Okay, I'm going to show you. I had to go back to plan A because my spray glue is all gone. So I'm going to go back to using my glue stick. And I start out with the ears. And I know those two little holes are there, but I'm going to take one of my tools and punch those holes back in again, back out again. So I'm going to put the glue stick on the ears and the head. And then I'm going to take my pattern, my paper, and I'm going to fit it over the ears and the head the best that I can to make sure it covers. And it won't cover exactly, no matter how careful you are. It's going to have something sticking out, but you can always piece it. You know, you can always take a little piece of the paper and put a little piece in there. That's the good thing about using a pattern, is you can always piece it and nobody's ever gonna be able to tell. All right, so there, got it on pretty good. No wrinkles. It's on there pretty well. Not good, well. All right. So now I'm going to take the glue stick and do the bottom, making sure I go all around the edges because I don't want it to lift and I don't want chunks of glue stick there because that will make it wrinkle or bubble. All right. All right, now I'm going to lay it down. Yep. I do cut when I trace stuff, I do cut it just a little bit bigger. And then if it's too big anywhere, I can take my tiny little scissors and trim it. All right. So see, that came out pretty well. All right. One more to go. Okay, here's an example where I need to add a little piece. It fits everywhere, but see up here in the ear, I cut it a little short. So here is a piece of the same scrap paper, and I'm just gonna I'm not gonna even try and match it. I'm just gonna take a little piece of the edge little piece of the edge. I'm going to glue the back of it. I'm going to stick it on there and cover the wooden part. Press it down like that. And then I'm going to trim it off with my baby scissors. Nice and close. Flip it over so I can even get it closer. And I guarantee you when I hang that up, it's right here, right there, you will never be able to see that I had to piece it there. Never see it. Okay, so I have all 5 of my bunnies done. All 5 of my bunnies done. So now I am ready to put them on the twine. But first I have to use my scorer and go to the back and put the holes in so I can put the twine through. All right, so now I have all the bunnies strung together, tangled together. It's more like it. Okay. Good Lord in heaven. Okay. All right. I have all the bunnies strung together. Now I'm going to put the eggs on in between. That took a little while because those holes weren't real big, even after I made them with my scoring tool, but it worked out good. So I'll be back. So I have all my bunnies and eggs on the banner. And all I did was, well, that one's kind of gluey, but I just made a little loop, glued it on the back of the egg, glued it around the banner, and there it is. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, that's all I did. I just made a little loop, glued it onto the back of the egg, glued it over the banner, so that when I hold up the banner, there they are. See? Now what I'm going to do, the final thing, is to put the cotton balls on the bunnies. And then it'll be done. And stay tuned for the final reveal when I hang it up. So I'm going to take my cotton balls here and I'm going to glue them, hot glue them on the little bunnies' fannies. Okay, we are ready for DIY number 2, and this is a spring DIY. So what I have here is a tag board from Valentine's Day, and I have painted the back side with my Waverly chalk paint in plaster. Now I already did that. You've all seen me paint before. I just did one coat. I'm not going for perfection. I just want to do it covered. So I've covered it, and now I need to move it. So let me do that, and then I'll be back and show you all the other things I'm going to use. Okay, as you can see, I have a lot of things here on my table. So what I want to do is I want to make a spring swag for outside my front door. One of my most favorite DIYs that I have ever done was my Valentine's DIY. I really, really liked it. Nothing like breaking my arm to pat myself on the back. But I really did like my Valentine's swag. So I thought I would do that another swag for the spring. But you know, for the Valentine's one, I used a tag board just like I'm gonna use for this one, but I had Christmas greenery, which I couldn't remember the name of the word for the greenery, and I don't have any more greenery, so I had to think, what was I gonna use for all the stuff to hang down to attach things to? So I went and I got these mops, you know, that they sell at Dollar Tree, right? So I bought 3 mop heads. Now the mop heads come, this is what the mop heads look like when you buy them, okay? You attach the top to the pole and you can mop with them. I've never used these kind of mops, but whatever. And these are the, where the mops are attached. The strings come out the bottom and they have at the top and they're looped over and they're attached at the top. Well, let me tell you, Dollar Tree could make these silicone plastic things for NASA to send up in the spaceship because they do not come apart easily. In fact, I was taking a hammer, I was doing everything I could to take these apart so that I could get the strings out. Well, I gave them to Grumpy Grandpa, and he took this tool, which is like a needle nose plier, but at the very end, inside of the pliers are cutters. I don't know whether you really can see, yeah, see there, those cutters at the very inside. So he finally figured it out. It took him a little while, but he certainly did it faster than me. He put the pliers, remember now, there's the strings coming up through here and the hooked over, and then the loose strings are hanging down there. He put it in there and he cut the pole. This pole was over here like this, down there like that, down there like that. And he cut the one pole so that it snapped open. He cut it so it snapped open. And as soon as it snapped open, he could take all the strings out, okay? And that's the way you get the strings out of the mop attachment. There's 2 poles. There's this pole, and then there's another pole. And as long as you can cut one of those poles, because that's what holds the top of the holder to the bottom of the holder, then you can get the strings out. It took us a little while to figure that out, but let me tell you, once he figured it out, then the next 2 mops came apart really easily. And what I did was then I just took the strings and laid them out, and I measured them. They measure about 17.5 inches long. And I just put rubber bands around them like ponytails to keep them together. And I have 3 of them. I don't know how many I'm gonna need, but I do have 3 of them. And I'm gonna try and glue them across the top of the tag there and let them hang down to attach my spring decor things. All right, so what am I gonna use? Well, I have some of this, what's this called? This is called garland, okay? So I have some garland that's like on the wreath form, and then I have some loose garland, okay? And then I have some of these little terracotta pots. You know, I just went into Dollar Tree and I just started walking around and looking around and saying, what would remind me of spring? And it was really hard to stay focused because everything's Easter and it's so cute. Then I got a couple birds. Now, I'm not crazy about birds, but birds are about spring, so I got a couple birds too, and they are nice because they've got clips, okay? Then I got a couple pretty butterflies, and then I got a big butterfly that's on this like plant hanger. Okay, so I thought maybe I could put that on there. And then I had some wooden butterflies and I just painted them. Like this I painted in that pink textured paint that I made with the baking soda. So I painted it. And then, oh, I got this. This was cute. This was in the garden center. But I looked all over Dollar Tree for anything springy. A little ladybug that says welcome. I thought maybe I could use that. And I have some moss that I thought maybe I could put in those little terracotta pots. And then I got some gardening gloves. That was kind of springy. And then I have lots and lots and lots of flowers. Beautiful flowers. Tulips. And these are called dahlias. And oh, I got some of these bouquets. If you watched my Dollar Tree haul the other day, I got these beautiful bouquets with these white, yellow spiky things, and they had some butterflies on them. And so that was real pretty, I thought. So I got some of those. And do I have anything else? Oh, I have some pink ribbon for it. So I have a lot of things here to play with. I don't know exactly how it's going to come together, but we will see. Right now we have to wait for the tag to dry with the chalk paint. And then as soon as that dries, I'm going to start to decorate. I really don't know how it's going to go together, but we'll see. I've got my glue gun. I think I'm going to have to use some of my clips to put some of those things on and leave it on until I take my swag down. I've got scissors. I've got some needle nose pliers. I've got some things to cut the flowers off with. All my usual tools. So we'll just wait and see and let this dry, and then I'll come back and I'll start decorating, okay? Okay, I'm ready to start. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous. I've never really seen anyone do this. I'm sure there have been many others that have. I just haven't seen anyone. Sometimes I do things that I've seen other people do, and I do it a little differently, like the crackle paint or the texture paint, or dry brushing, or using cotton balls for the bunny tails. Everybody does those. But this is one thing I've never seen anybody do. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I'm just kind of splitting one of those mop heads up into a little bit manageable group of strings. And I'm going to take my hot glue gun and I'm going to put a bunch of, I'm going to leave the string in. I'm hoping maybe I can use that to hang it up. I think I'm going to have to put something a little bit stronger because till I get all this stuff on, it's going to be pretty heavy, but we'll wait and see. Okay, so I'm going to start putting these on a few at a time. I don't know how many I can do at a time because I want to make it pretty full. I'm not worried about going over the top because I can always trim those off. But I want to make it pretty full so I can put a lot of stuff on it. What do y'all think? Is it gonna work? Or am I out of my mind? This is cotton, so I'm telling you right now it sheds. So get ready to be covered by cotton thread. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do them just a few at a time. I think that's gonna be the trick. It's just a few at a time. Using lots of hot glue. There's that little pusher downer. Here it is. Okay, I thought I'd show you my progress. I've got 1 1/3 on, and I keep picking it up and shaking it to make sure they're on there pretty good. Okay, that one's not on there good, so it's coming down. That's okay. Then I tug on them a little bit to make sure that they're still stuck. Now it's not looking real great at the top. You can see it's uneven, but I don't care about that. I can trim that, but it's covering pretty well, as much as you can see. And I still have 1 2/3 to go. So I think it's working out okay. I'm gonna keep working and I'll be back to show you what it's like when if I can get all 3 on, because I'd like to make it as full as I can. All right, I've put 2 on and I think that's enough. This is how much I have left of the second one. And it's really pretty heavy already, and I haven't started putting any decor on it. I know you see at the bottom that there's either end has some real strong long ones, but that's okay, because what I did was I came down along the side. I don't know how well you can see that, but I came down along the side and glued some so that it would hang over the side, because I don't want you to see the board. And so that's fine. I can trim that off, but it's really, these mop fibers, strings are pretty heavy. So I think I'm ready to decorate. We'll see how it goes. But I do have some extras there if I need it, but it's pretty heavy now, and I don't want to make it so heavy that it won't hang, and I have a lot of stuff to put on it. So when I'm gonna get all my stuff laid out here and organized, and when I do, then I'll be back to start decorating. But I think it came out pretty well. I don't know really how well you can tell on camera, but you know, there's lots of fibers down here, and you know, I wasn't going for perfection. We're working with mop string, and but I think overall it came out pretty well, and I think it'll work out as a swag. So be back in a few minutes. Don't go away. Go get a cup of coffee and come on back, or a glass of wine. All right, right now I'm just kind of playing around, seeing how I want to decorate things. I've taken the garland and kind of wound it through there, and I've taken one bird, put it over there. Now I'm thinking maybe the butterfly can go here. I definitely want to use this, but I'm thinking I'm gonna hang it above because it takes up too much room on the actual swag. So I think I'll hang it above the swag, so just the lady, well, you can't even see what I'm talking about, so that the ladybug will be on the swag, but the welcome sign will be above it. And so I'm gonna use clips, I think, to put on the gardening gloves, because that seems like a good way to attach these. And since I'm keeping the swag, I can put those down low, and I'll keep the clip. Not that the clip is that expensive, but anyway. So there's the beginning, like. And then, let's see. I like putting something underneath this when it's flat and I'm working on it. And also I tend to pick my crafts up a lot and turn them around so that I see them from all sides, so that I'm just not looking at it from one view. I turn it around and lift it up and look from this side and that side, and that kind of gives me a little bit better view of what I'm looking at if I set it on something like that. And I really like this little bouquet here. So I think I'd like to take it apart and use some of the flowers on it. Gosh, sometimes these are so hard to cut. Other times they just come apart. There we go. Sometimes you just have to really fight with it. I have no idea what happened here technology-wise, but when I transferred my video, it came out in slow motion. I've done everything I can to speed it up, but it just doesn't seem to take. But if I cut it out, it makes no sense from this part to the end. So what I'm showing here is that I have decorated the swag, and now I'm going to attach the ladybug and welcome sign to the top and hang it up. I did attach it. I had some strong red wire that I attached through the whole of the tag to the top through the wires, and it worked out perfectly. And I finished decorating the swag, and I'll hang it up and show it to you in the reveal. I think it came out real cute. I was really happy with it. It didn't take long at all. The fun part, of course, was decorating. And in just a second, it's going to speed up. Don't know why it took so long, but it did. So stay tuned for the big reveal. Now I'm speeding up. Okay, here is my bunny banner, which I had to hang up in my laundry room because the reflection on my dining room hutch was too much. You couldn't really see it. So there is my cute bunny banner. I think it came out really cute. I'm real pleased with it. So there is that. And here is my spring swag. I did add a few extra things. There's a red bird that I found in my stash that I added. I have my ladybug, and it's hanging, it's attached through the hole in the tag, and I had some strong red wire that I used. And oh, I also found this little moss bunny in my stash, so I added it. And I had a laser celebrate sign, well, words, that I found at Dollar Tree, so I added that. And that's everything. I do suggest when you make something that you hang it up, if it's a hanging decor, or if it's something that's gonna set on an end table or something, that you hang it up or set it on a table and walk around and look at it for a couple days. Because when I did that, I noticed that there were a few empty spots, like here and like here. And that's why I added those things when I found them, to fill in the empty spots. Now let me back up and see if I can get, there we go, a full picture of it. I think it came out really cute. I'm really happy with it, and tomorrow I'm gonna hang it outside. So that is my swag. And if I haven't mentioned it before, please subscribe to my channel. I would love if you would comment, give me a like, and share. Thanks so much for visiting, and I hope to see you next time. Remember to be kind to everyone, because there's a lot of crazies out there.